Mobtv.
When I told people, when I explained to people that democracy started in Biafra, they never believed me. Allow me to clarify. Democracy that you have today started in Igbo land. Why did it start in Igbo land? Because we are the children of heaven. Nobody can date when our progenitors started inhabiting that part of the world. That was why when Britain came, Britain said they have no history. And when they were messing themselves about in Nsukka, I said to my father, I am traveling to England to go and study. And he asked me, why do you want to go to England? I said, because that is the source of our problem. And for us to find a solution, we must go to the source of the problem and deal with it. That is how we came to this very place. And believe you me, we have found the solution and we are applying it this very day. Therefore, I say to all of you who are gathered around your listening device this very evening, that Biafra, as I say to you always, is imminent. And there is nothing, I repeat, there is nothing our enemies can do about it. I want to start this program this very evening by playing a very short clip for you. What white people are saying about you that you do not know. We are all Biafrans. Every Biafran clan is Igbo. Allow me to repeat, because Igbo means the ancient in Igbo, the very oldest people on the face of the earth, the very ancient people. I need you to understand this very, very clearly. Everything I preached on Radio Biafra in times gone by till now is the truth. Irrefutable. Everything I tell you must come, I said must come to pass. I want to play for you what a white man said. Those who are studying, which ties into our program this very evening about the Supreme Court. I will dissect it. I will cut it open for the world. I will shame the Sharia Supreme Court of the zoo, that the world may understand how foolish they are, that the world may understand that the judiciary you have been subjugated to is a worse fraud than the APC government in Abuja. But because people do not want to shake off the cloak of ignorance and stupidity. And I also want to remind you that that is exactly the reason why black people were taken as slaves all over the world. The only race to be sold and marketed like commodity on an industrial scale since mankind came on the face of this very planet. Why was that? Any day people can sit down and ask themselves that very simple question. Why was it that only black Africans were marketed like commodity all over the world? That day they will understand where the problem starts from. And that day they will begin to profess solutions to them. That is why we are here. You cannot listen to Radio Biafra and your life will be the same, because love us or hate us, we speak the truth. The very simple truth. You can run around, you can deceive yourself, you can lie to yourself, but ultimately you come, as we have always done over the years, to the inescapable conclusion that these very people, this very radio station, this very family, this very IPOB is always right. You may not like how we do it, but we are always right. I want everybody to listen very, very carefully to what this man has to say. Because I am a black man from Africa, when I preach it, you don't understand. When I tell you we are learned, more learned than all the professors in the zoo put together. Some of you don't believe me, but tonight you will believe me. Because we are learned. We know everything. That is why they are afraid of Biafra, because I can assure you, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, you give us Biafra today, you come there in only 12 months. I am telling you, you will swear that is not Africa. And they know it. Our enemies understand it, because they know we would put them to shame. Should Biafra come, every other race in the southern hemisphere will be in shame. That is what they are afraid of. I want you to listen very, very carefully. Listen very, very carefully.
Mobtv. I want to amplify that we believe that there's a possibility that the international community can be brought to bear, the UN, from the Declaration of Human Rights all the way through. This is a very, very serious matter. There's something that I didn't mention and I hesitate to mention because I am not Nigerian, although I think Dr. Lloyd has bestowed upon me the honorary title of Nigerian man. And we had a conversation. It wasn't heated, but he acted like he was going to revoke my Nigerian man credentials, causing my 13-year-old son, who was in the car with me, to be very distraught. He said, "Dad, you have to stay a Nigerian man." But talking about children, when I was a little boy, when I was 7 years old, growing up in the middle of nowhere, Florida, in a swamp, closest town was 30 miles away. The first thing that happened in the world that brought to bear to me that maybe things weren't always right, maybe things weren't always good, wasn't the Vietnam War. So I was in the South. That was correct and just, and we were the warriors. It was the Biafra War. And I remember very distinctly thinking, this just isn't right. This isn't right. This is a great people. It is a great nation. There was a country. And then later when I learned, something most people don't know, that there is a plausible argument that democracy began in Igbo land.
Igbo land gave the word democracy from a white man in South Florida.
It was written by the Igbo people. The very first democracy that involved self-governance, that worked for everybody, not just the Greek wealthy, but everybody, was in Igbo land. And the very first democracy that permitted women leaders was in Igbo land. The West.
I want to stop there for those who are ignorant to understand this very, very clearly tonight. We gave the world everything. That was what the British saw when they attacked Arochukwu. And after the war, we fought them. They said you have no history because of what they saw. We gave the world democracy before the Greeks came. I was telling you this right from 2012. Some of you never believe because you are not educated enough to understand what we preach on this platform. Now that a white man is saying it, and I want it to be posted everywhere, please. Chinas, and make sure Amaka gets hold of it to post it so that the world can hear what we've been saying. We are very special. That is why they hate us. That is why they hate our cousins in Israel, the Jews of Israel. That is why they hate Jews all over the world. Because we are blessed people from God. We gave the world democracy. People talk about women's rights, about women that cook in the kitchen. But you heard him say, out of all the research they have been doing, before the white man came into this world, our mothers had their freedom. And as I always speak to people on Radio Biafra, when my mother is talking outside, my father doesn't speak. Women are the people that actually run homes across Biafra land. Once your mother ties two-piece wrapper with a blouse and headscarf, you are one of us. You are a Biafran. Now you have heard a white man say it. Perhaps you can now believe me. Perhaps you can now understand that indeed we are highly learned. After many years, to tell you how miraculous this God we worship, how miraculous this God is, to let you understand how marvelous God is, at every step of the way, everything I have said on Radio Biafra, somebody from somewhere will justify it.
Mobtv.